I came across an article this week on agentadvice.com with a handful of myths about what it's actually like being in real estate. And so we're just going to go down this list and share our opinions of if we agree with each point or not, if we think it's actually a myth, and talk about all about what it's like being in real estate and give real estate tips along the way.
This is a fun show.
As long as we go.
It's fun because if you're in the business, we always see stuff and we're like, is that true actually? Is you really working that hard or that less? I don't know.
And the public just has
There's
so many
people out there.
misconceptions and myths. And I mean, we know this, obviously. I'm sure you listening know too, just from talking to people in, that outside of real estate about the industry. They have so many different things in their head, so many things about what it's like or the industry, and they're just not true. They're false. So that's what we're gonna
right now, especially. I don't know about you, but kind of everywhere I go, if someone notices or knows I'm a realtor, family especially, they're like, man, how's the real estate market? And they're almost like, you should be saving your money for a rainy day, because they're getting concerned
or this one
that we're not making money right now.
Or this one you hear a lot is well, of course you make, money because you're in real estate or something like that, about how everyone in real estate makes good money, but because the market's so good. But I don't think they realize that like 90% of realtors like fail, and the average agent sells like 5 homes a year. So like people actually, that's not the case. Everyone in real estate isn't just making a bunch of money.
This is probably the same for you, but the amount of people that are still in our office when I first started, which is, I think, am I going on 3 or 4 years? I don't even know. Let's just go with the lower number 3.
Wait.
I think I'm 4.
I don't know.
Because I've renewed once. I just did my new license renewal.
Was it 2019?
It's 19
or was it 18?
I think it was 18. It was 18. Yeah. I'm on year 4 because I've renewed my license once. It's every 2 years, I think. So anyways, the amount of people that are still in my office that were there when I first started in my class.
It's so minimal.
It's so minimal. I think there's 2.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, including me.
Including me.
That's insane. That's absolutely
or the amount,
insane.
I remember when I was in real estate school and the teacher, like I took the course in person, and the class there were a lot of people because everyone was getting their license, and still that way. Dude,
that class was
there
full
were so
for me
many
too.
people. Like, what do you think? Like 60 people?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It was a big classroom.
70.
And he's like, look around, because like 5 of you are going to be licensed in 5 years, like, or some small number. It was like that few that will actually still be licensed.
Which is weird.
Which is because of these popular, and probably in some ways popular misconceptions that people have, because they get into it because there's such a low barrier to enter. Like, it's such an easy thing to get into. In hindsight, I mean, compared to other things, you don't have to go to college. Like, it's pretty easy to get into. But once you do it, they don't realize that actually getting business, it's so competitive, and it's very difficult to actually get it going.
Man, I'm still stuck, to be honest, I'm still stuck on the amount of people that were in my real estate class that I noticed are still in the business today. That is insane. Because by far that's more, licensed brokers that even start in our office. There's so many offices around us.
Right.
That isn't like it makes you question, like, why you? Like, why am I still in the business and other people weren't? Or,
because you made a decision that you're going to make, like, this is your plan A and you don't have a plan B, and this is what you're going to do. You don't have anything to fall back on. So if you aren't getting like clients, you just like force yourself to go get them. And a lot of people aren't willing to maybe cold call or door knock, or they'll try it once and they'll be like, it doesn't work.
But to me, that's just part of the job.
It's like consistency, it's consistency, I think, with everything you do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's crazy though.
Yeah.
That's a good point, guys. Seriously, if you're still licensed, give yourself a clap, like a hand, because
give yourself a round of applause.
Like, the amount of people that do have their licenses, hang it, don't actually make sales, whatever.
Yeah,
I would do that. Like, I would hang it if I wasn't really into it, just part-time.
I'll probably
somewhere
have
cheap.
mine forever.
But I mean, I hope you do. I'm a
I don't
tool
see a
guy.
reason not to have
I
it.
love to collect tools. I love to have certificates. I have a boater's license. I don't even have a boat.
I forgot.
Like, why do I have a boat? Well, I really want a boat, so let's have a license so I'm ready to go. I had ACL meniscus surgery, and
oh my gosh,
decided to get a boater's license.
You were bored.
I was probably high on pills. I don't know. I was in pain.
Your pain meds.
Oh my gosh. That was awful.
Bad
Let's
time.
get into myths.
Okay.
And what is the truth about real estate? Because this is fun for me.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay, so myth number 1, well, we'll see about that, is that realtors are freelancers that can work whenever they want.
Yeah, let's go
to
Fiji.
I think that a couple things about this. I think the way I ran my business when I was brand new, it was the complete opposite of that. And I know from even talking to other people outside of real estate, they're like, I've heard people, especially recently, make comments like, it'd be cool to be in real estate, but I could never do it because I bet you're just busy all weekend, every weekend, and you never have your time. You know, like you're just pulled around by your clients. And to be honest, for us at least, it couldn't be further from the truth. But I do think that's because we've been very intentional about making it not like that. Because I think that most actual producing realtors are probably,
I mean, we have the happiest job title, I think, in the nation.
That is statistically true.
If you work on weekends, I have a feeling you're not as happy as you could be. But so it comes down to scheduling and time management. Now, there's some clients
you need to. Sometimes you work on weekends, but you don't work during the week. Like, it just depends.
But I consider a lot of things not work that really are work.
Same. Like yesterday, we dropped off a lockbox, like on our way somewhere as a family. And it was that working technically, but it didn't feel like it. And like tomorrow I'm going to go do listing photos, and that's not going to feel like work. Like, tonight, I'm going to bring my daughter
and go fishing afterwards because fish are running. Like, because the listing I'm showing is in route with where the fish are.
There are times when you it's funny.
It's true.
There are times when you need to put the client first and like drop everything and go do what you got to do, but it's pretty rare. I would say it's more usually like the clients that I work with now, thankfully, are so respectful of my time and being flexible, which it wasn't always that way. Yeah. I mean, there's been times like I was telling you, I was at a Super Bowl party and I had a house pop up that a client wanted to see ASAP. It was like a $900,000 house. So I left the party to go show the house. But was that like a burden? Like, maybe it's because I love what I do. It didn't feel like, oh man, I got to go to work. I was like, yay, let's go look at this house. How fun. I'd rather do that than watch this Super Bowl anyway, because I don't like football. Like, I don't care. Like,
it used to be, I don't know how long ago, but
it
used to be pretty fun showing a $900,000 home in Oregon or Salem area. Now people have just been pricing their home to where $900,000.
That doesn't mean it much anymore. It used to be a really nice house.
We'd be like, yeah.
Oh my gosh,
super excited.
That's true. It used to be like a really nice house. We're still excited, but and now the prices have gone up. It's still a nice house. Don't get me wrong. That's not. I don't want it to be taken the wrong way, but it's definitely not what it used to be. That's for sure. That's true. Yeah, so I think realtors are freelancers that can work whenever they want. Compared to any other job I can think of, yes. But at the same time, like we were saying, there are times when it's like, oh, we got to go do this or we got to go do this. But because the nature of it, usually we can like all go together as a family, or it doesn't take that long, or it just doesn't feel like work because you enjoy it so much that like, oh, got to call this client. But like, it's fun.
Google
so
what
it doesn't
freelancer means actually
feel like work. So I think if you love it, then it does feel like that. But if you don't like it, then maybe it.
Okay. So by definition,
what?
Freelancer, because I think I'm visualizing something different freelancer wise. So I just want to declare it and let you guys know before I really respond. A person who pursues a profession without a long-term commitment to any one employer. Freelance Sense One hired a freelancer to write the article. There were hundreds of photographers on the scene, some an assignment, some freelancers, most of them amateurs. So I guess,
well, if you think about
this is like short-term work. I'm a freelancer. I don't want to be tied down to an employer.
But if you think about it, I think of our, because as a realtor, you're an independent contractor. Yes. So you work for yourself, you're running your own business, even though you're under a brokerage, like your brokerage doesn't tell you what to do, like you run your business. Mm-hmm. But I kind of think of our clients as like, say you get a listing, that seller in a way is a boss. I mean, of course you're collaborating, working together, running your business, but they hired you to work for them. It's like you hiring a house cleaner to come clean your house. Like they hired you. And so in a way that is short-term commitment because you're not going to sell their house for 10 years, like be working with them. So in a way,
that's a good point. That's a great point.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
But freelancer,
I mean, it's not freelancer.
It could be the wrong definition.
Because you're running a business and that business is long-term. Like you're going to have that business long-term, not just that client. But
it all comes down to time management.
Yes.
And then also your commitment to your work.
Yeah.
How can you better yourself, better your client, give them good service, but not spend your life.
And just making it fun so it doesn't feel like work.
Seriously.
Like, use a photographer that you enjoy going to see, or like and have an inspector and people around you that you work with that you can become like a work team to where it's not like, oh, I got to go do this. Like it's fun.
The best business owners
good.
I know.
Yeah.
From being around them say business is fun and it should be, and don't let that go away.
Yeah.
Because when business becomes unfun, it does become a job.
Yeah.
And a lot of us produce business and want to be our entrepreneurial, side. It's a benefit to your life. So when that does become unfun, we do need to problem solve and structure, figure out a way to get that passion back. Because in real estate, your passion can go, especially if you've been in the business for so many years and you're expecting with the referral base. Make it fun and enjoyable, because what's the point of doing it if it's not? Yeah. Next question.
Okay. Next myth is you'll be paid right away after you make a sale. So no, that's a myth. As a real estate agent, you get paid when the seller gets paid. When the home seller gets paid, when the home closes, that's when you get paid. It's not a big deal, I don't think.
I don't think it's a big deal. It does become a big deal if you don't have pipeline, as I like to call it. Escrows are my pipeline. I always try to keep escrows in the chamber all times. But
also, I will say
45 days out without that paycheck.
Right. But also, I think once you've have your real estate business has been established long enough, you learn how to manage and handle your money like a proper business or whatever, like a real estate agent, instead of someone who's maybe an employee and just this is my paycheck every month. I think it's a good idea to have multiple different bank accounts and put different money in for different things and pay yourself first. This is the amount I'm going to pay myself. We don't just take every penny that we make from a commission and expect to live off that, we take a portion of it and then we put the rest aside and it doesn't exist. So having different, dispersing you learn how to manage your money, I guess, to where it doesn't matter.
It is. It's you're running a business.
Yeah,
you
you're running
learn.
a business.
And if this is all new to you, go get advice. Go ask somebody, hey, go talk to your principal broker. How do other brokers in our office, you personally, how do you manage your money in real estate? Because either I'm sick of paying so much on tax, I just don't feel like I'm doing it right, or I could be doing something else differently, because at the end of the day, I just feel like at the end of the year, I don't have enough money to even pay my taxes because you're spending too much. Yeah. That's a real problem for a lot of people in this business, especially.
Okay. The next myth is once you pass your license exam, you'll never need to study again.
That's a bummer. If you pass a test and say, I'm never going to learn another thing about the profession that I'm entering, that's a bummer, because you should be excited to learn as things come and learn as someone is speaking at your office meeting, but we are obligated for learning. Every 2 years, I think you have to renew your license.
Yeah, so you do study again to renew it. It's not a huge thing.
You need CE credit, as they say.
And the real estate industry in general is just constantly evolving. Yeah. And real estate is constantly evolving. So I think that it is a really good idea to constantly be educating yourself and learning about what's going on in the industry. I mean, it's not something that you can just sit back and not know what's going on. You have to be. But if you love it and you're passionate about it, that's going to just come naturally and you'll want to. And if you don't, then maybe it's not the right career and it's not going to work out.
Well, there's so many resources too. I mean, CE credit aside for a license renewal, you should be learning what the market's like, for instance, every week at least. Yeah. And how I do it is obviously through experience, transactional basis with clients and just seeing how sellers are reacting to negotiations or vice versa. But I'm also on email lists, whether it's a lender or it's the National Association of Realtors, whether it's a CEO of our company sending out something weekly, statistic, the nation, what our economy's like, or just self-education. I mean, turn on a podcast for God's sake.
Yeah.
Go listen to ours a little bit more.
Yeah.
Find something that's just going to give you a little upper hand and benefit while working with a client, because that's what I use it for, especially, is the tool. Can you be an encyclopedia to somebody?
Yeah, you got to know. Got to stay in the know. Okay, the next myth is if you're a social person, you'll be successful. I think you could be you could have a personality type that's not super social and still be successful in real estate. Obviously, I think I've seen that, obviously. But I also think if you're social, it can help, but that's not the only thing. You also need to be very self-motivated. You need to have like a good business mind and be structured and like all these things. Like there's multiple things. I think if you're just social, but like you can't manage your time, like that's not, you can learn though, like that's something, it's not like, oh, that's just how I am, like I'll be like that forever. Like maybe it's not a strength of yours, but you can learn anything and improve in any area. So I think that it can definitely help. But maybe it also depends on who you're working with, because there's some clients that prefer to work with someone that's social, but then there's others that are like very analytical and they're like, just get that. Like I'm like results driven. I don't really care. Like
tell me what your opinion is. Here's the numbers.
There's clientele for any. Yes. There's clientele for any personality type, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it is like a benefit though in today's age with the social butterflies, they would say. But ultimately, I don't think that predicts the amount of transactions you'll have throughout the year by any means. This is a tough business to crack, but the more successful agents that I am seeing out, especially right now in our area, are the ones that's, promoting their business online, but also being involved with the community and purchasing and sponsorships and just celebrating with past clients, for instance, hosting a party and just keeping their name out there in particular areas. And
a lot of the things, like Spencer just said, that you do to get business as a real estate agent and to keep business is kind of like social things. So it kind of like you'll probably,
hand in hand.
I would say you'll probably enjoy the business a lot more if you're social, but.
And that's just part of being of it and it not being a job title.
Yeah.
Like we always revert to.
Yeah.
Some things, it really shouldn't feel like work, even if it is work.
Yeah.
An event is technically work.
Right.
But you're hosting an event and having fun with people and you're just giving in a sense. You're donating. So
I think if you're social, you'll enjoy the business the most because you're obviously dealing with people.
Oh, yeah.
And you see people and talk to people. Okay, so the next myth is that you don't have to pay for your own marketing materials.
I wish.
So as a real estate agent, you pay. I mean, listing photos, just the price of them just has gone up. Like through different companies, you can book it through. Like you pay for your own listing photos, listing videos, drone footage, whatever you decide to do. You pay for any marketing. I mean, you send out postcards. There's so many different things you could do. Radio shows, videos you have edited. Like those are all marketing. Those are things you pay for.
Marketing's not cheap.
Yeah.
It's not cheap.
But it's a tax write-off.
It is. If you have the cash flow and you need those write-offs. Some people, I mean, they don't necessarily need that much write-off.
Yeah, that's true. Some people
we were paying thousands a month just in our radio show. That's partly why, we got our own equipment and wanted to do it in our home. That's more comfortable, and we didn't have regulation. We had to stay behind. So it's a benefit for you guys.
Talk for as long as we want.
Yeah. Say what we want.
Real estate agents and realtors are the same thing. Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay, realtors and agents.
Real estate agent. Do you even know this? You are a realtor.
I don't even know it.
You don't know this, but you are a realtor.
Well, yeah, I paid for it.
Oh my gosh. So if you're
it's money.
A real estate agent is someone that gets their real estate license. But then if you want to become a realtor, that means you have to pay dues to and get sworn in to the National Association of realtors. Basically, you're just held to a little bit of a higher standard. You have to oblige by their rules, which they're pretty much all like, to me, it's like common sense rules you would do anyway. Like, the right thing to do. Like, it's not anything crazy that you can or can't do that you should do anyway. So,
but I think
that is a difference. People don't really know.
I think the thing that makes Oregon, especially, we're talking about agents in Oregon, their offices actually require it now.
Not all of them.
Not all of them, but most of them do.
Oh, really?
To
I
be
know
honest,
ours did.
When I was sworn in, especially, this is the thing. They said there was only like 1 or 2 offices around that didn't require it.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Which I appreciate. I did, because it does hold yourself to a higher standard. Accountability is everything. Yeah. Ethically, how suited are you? And that's part of that education aspect we mentioned in the beginning. It's not over as soon as you get your license. You just went to real estate school. Yeah, you want to take a little break.
It's only
from
beginning.
Classes. It's only the beginning, though.
Yeah.
You're always continuing and furthering your education when it comes to real estate, because there's a lot behind these transactions. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I think you are liable for a lot. So you need to be on top of your stuff. And if you don't know the right answer, don't speak bull. Go find the right answer, or direct your client to the individual that has the right answer. If it's an attorney question, direct them to an attorney. Don't answer it.
All right. Well, that's all we have for today, but thanks for hanging out with us. We come on here every single week and just chat about real estate. So if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And if you are a realtor in another state and you have a client relocating to Oregon, send them our way. We would love to give you a referral fee, and we'll see you guys next week.